Here are 13 new shortcuts you requested and a little preview of iOS 18. I was recently in New York City, so I have a shortcut for transit directions and finding the nearest cafes. Vocal shortcuts in iOS 18, which doesn't require you to say, hey, you know who anymore. Automatically get tomorrow's rain chances every day at a set time. Automatically send happy birthday text to your contacts. And more. Just so you know, I am running the iOS 18.1 beta on this iPhone, so things may look a little different. The links to download all the shortcuts you see are in the video description below, and keep those shortcuts requests coming in the comments. This first shortcut actually comes from a viewer. David emailed me this shortcut, and it's a great idea of a prompt with the ChatGPT action. With this shortcut, you can actually give several products. Specifically, I have headphones right here, and ChatGPT will get some information about those products from Amazon and show you the results in a table. For instance, I can run this shortcut. I'm going to type in 3 different headphones, the AirPods Max, Sonos Ace, and the Sony XM5s. When I hit done, this is actually going to send this prompt, which came from David, great prompt, to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to pull that information from Amazon about those products, and in just a few moments, we actually get a table. It's not formatted great here on the iPhone. It works a little better on your Mac or on your iPad, but a bunch of key information about those products. And you can ask for different kinds of products, adjust the prompt to get different information about it, but this is a great idea for using that ChatGPT action. Number 2, like I mentioned, I was recently in New York City with my family, and I don't get transit directions by default, but I was searching for a lot of locations and wanted to know how to take the subway. So this simple shortcut will actually prompt you to search for a location. You can choose from multiple businesses that will come up in a menu, and then it's going to give you transit directions from your current location to that destination. Right here I have Times Square written so you can actually get transit directions, but in the shortcut you download below, it will get it from your current location. If I run this, I can search for something like the Apple Store. I'll hit done. It'll find the Apple stores nearest to my current location. Then I can choose one. I'll choose Apple Soho, and it's going to open the Maps application, getting transit directions from my current location to that Apple Store. You can search for all kinds of businesses or restaurants, dinner, and automatically go to the transit directions. Another thing we did fairly often was get coffee in the city. So this shortcut, I've adjusted a little bit from actually the one you get from the Shortcuts gallery. This is going to find cafes near your location. I put Times Square here just for the sake of the example. It's going to get the first 5 results, namely the 5 closest cafes to you, tell you the walking distance. You can choose one of the cafes from the list, and then it will open walking directions to that cafe. So when you play this, it'll get the information for your current location, choose one of the cafes from the menu, and then it will open up walking directions from your current location to that cafe. Next, I want to give you a preview of something that's coming in iOS 18 called Vocal Shortcuts. If you're on any of the betas, like the public or developer beta, you can use this right now. If you go to the accessibility settings in iOS 18, you can scroll down and see something called Vocal Shortcuts. Here you can actually customize certain phrases to run shortcuts without having to say the magic words, hey, you know who. You can create as many of these as you would like. So you see I have a few set up here. I'm actually going to say that phrase right here, not touching my phone or activating you know who, lock my phone screen. And you'll see that happen without having to initiate you know who. And the great thing is you can actually have these vocal shortcuts run literal shortcuts. So I created another one, and this one is toggle unknown callers. When I say that phrase, my phone is actually going to toggle that setting on or off without me having to ask the assistant. So I could say toggle unknown callers. And you can create as many of these as you would like. Keep in mind, if you have vocal shortcuts enabled, this little light up here, that means the microphone is constantly listening. In order for these to run without saying the activation words for the assistant, then the microphone always has to be on. Now, whether or not that has a negative effect on battery life remains to be seen, but it's a cool feature, especially for things like locking your phone screen or setting low power mode and toggling unknown callers. Next is a simple shortcut. I'm making this video while the Olympics are happening. I saw this from someone on Threads, but running this shortcut will actually open the Olympic schedule in the Apple News app. You can choose the day and the sport, and it's just a quick way to see what events are coming up with the stock news app. Number 6, someone requested that at sunset every day, they would like to play a song and then basically play more songs like that artist. But I created this shortcut, and what this does is it's actually going to play a song that I've chosen manually. Then the shortcut is going to wait 2 seconds, get the current song, which will be the one I stated above. It's going to get the genre of that song, and then find more songs in that genre, limited to about 10 songs, and then add those all to my up next in Apple Music. So I just ran this shortcut. You'll see this song is currently playing, and it should add more songs to your playlist. iOS 18, I'll be honest, shortcuts have been pretty buggy. It's actually not working for me right now, but this should be able to add about 10 songs to your up next queue, matching the genre of the song you chose at the top, and you can automate this to happen every day at sunset. by going to the Automations tab, hit the plus button, then time of day, have this run 15 minutes before sunset, run immediately, hit next, and then do a new blank automation and just search for the run shortcut command. Then tap there, search for the shortcut you just created, the sunset music by genre, and this will automatically run every day, start playing the music. You can add a set playback destination action if you want it to play on something like a HomePod, and you've automated your sunset playlist. Next, someone wanted a shortcut where when a certain focus mode was activated, it would actually kick them back to the home screen when they tried to open an app, maybe like a social media app. So I call this my kick to home focus. What this does is it gets the current focus mode. I added a text block because it's just easier to do the if statement. And here it says if the text is filming, and that's the name of my focus mode. So you'll want to change that to the name of your focus mode specifically. I have go to home screen, otherwise do nothing. That's the whole shortcut, and now we're going to automate this for opening a specific app. I'll go to the Automations tab, hit the plus button, choose the app trigger here. When an app is opened, we want this to run immediately. And here under app, let's choose mail. So whenever mail is opened, this shortcut is going to run. We're going to do another new blank automation, run shortcut, and let's search for our kick to home screen. All right, let's hit done. Now whenever I open mail, it's going to check what focus mode is currently activated, and if it is my filming focus, it should kick me out. I'm going to turn off the focus mode just for a moment so you can see that if I go to the mail application, it's going to open the mail, no problem. It doesn't kick me back to the home screen. But if I were to enable my filming focus mode, now that I'm in filming, when I open the mail application, it's going to kick me right back to the home screen. You can add social media apps to that list, and then whenever you try to open that app in a focus mode, it's just going to kick you right back to the home screen. The next request was an automation that runs at 6 p.m. every day that gets the chance of rain tomorrow and puts that in a notification. So I created this shortcut. It starts with the current date, and then I use the action adjust date. So I added 1 day to the current date, which means tomorrow. Then I'm going to get the forecast for that adjusted date at my current location. It's going to get the precipitation chance from those weather conditions. And that actually provides a list with the highest chance of precipitation at the top. Then I formatted that in a text block telling me what the highest chance of precipitation is for tomorrow. And when I run this, it's actually going to give me a notification, and that's going to tell me what the chance of rain is tomorrow. I can go to the Automations tab and create an automation that runs every day at 6 p.m., choose the Run Shortcuts action, and have it run this shortcut, and you'll get that notification every day. Next, someone requested for noise cancellation to adjust settings when they arrive home. Well, you can create a shortcut that actually adjusts the noise control mode. You can select a device, like your AirPods. Keep in mind your AirPods have to be connected to your iPhone at the time of making the shortcut, otherwise, nothing will be in this list. So I can choose my AirPods Pro here, and then I can choose what I want it to change to. Let's say when I get home, I want it to go into transparency mode so I can hear my family talking to me. Well, that's the whole shortcut. Now you can just set up that one action in the Automations tab, but I'll show you we can go to Automations, tap the plus button, choose when you arrive home, type in your home address here at the top. This way, this will activate when you are home. You can change the radius of when the shortcut runs by dragging that in the map below. Let's hit done, and we're going to have this run immediately. You can choose what time you want this to run. If you only want it to run between, say, 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., we're going to do a new blank automation and the same process here. Run shortcut, choose our noise cancellation by location action, and now whenever I arrive home, it'll go into transparency mode. Now this person also asked for an additional part of the if statement, which is when they're connected to their home Wi-Fi. For that, you can create an if statement with get network details, and you could say if your network name is your home network, then change the noise cancellation, but if not, don't do anything. This way you both have to be home and on the network. Alternatively, instead of choosing when you arrive at home as the trigger, you can hit the plus button here and then choose the Wi-Fi trigger option. So you can say when you connect to your home network, you run this immediately, choose your home network name here, then hit next, and you can create an automation here that also gets your current location, and then do an if statement, and then you can say if your address, and then type in your home address here, then put the noise cancellation action under the if statement, and this way when you connect to your home Wi-Fi network, it's going to check whether or not you are in fact home, and then it will change that noise canceling setting, and that's if you want both your location and Wi-Fi network to determine that. For this next shortcut, someone wanted a notification whenever a door opens between set times. Honestly, the easiest way to do this is to go right here to the Automations tab and create it all here. So there's no link to download this shortcut. I would recommend just setting it up right here in the Automations tab. We're going to hit the plus button, then scroll all the way down to the bottom where I can create a home automation. We're going to do when a sensor detects something. We'll choose one of my contact sensors. So I have a patio door contact sensor here. And now I can choose when it opens, and that stipulation of the times, it's right here. So maybe I only want this to run between 5 p.m. and we'll say 11 p.m. Hit done. Then I can hit next. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom again, and I can choose convert to shortcut. I'm going to X out this home action scene because I'm not trying to control something else in the home. And now I'm going to choose get contents of URL. And here you're actually going to paste a URL from a third-party app called Pushcuts. It's kind of an inelegant way to do it, but there's no real built-in actions for this yet, even in iOS 18, which is what I have here. And what you can do here in the Pushcuts app, I'll put a link to download this in the video description. I'll create a new notification. I'll title it Patio Door is Open. And that's all I have to do. I'll just tap Add. Now you see a link was created. I can copy that URL, then go back to the shortcut, paste that URL right here, hit Next. And now you'll get a notification through the Pushcuts app whenever that door opens between those specific times. Next, someone asked for the current time to be spoken whenever they snooze their alarm, where I created a simple shortcut here, which formats the current time. I have a little text block here that says the time is, that formatted time, and then it speaks the text.
The time is 12:59 p.m.
Simple shortcut there, and now we can automate this here in the Automations tab. I'll click the plus button, go to Alarm as the trigger, and then when an alarm is snoozed, I could say any alarm, or if you have a specific labeled alarm you want this to run with, I want this to run immediately, don't notify when run, and then we're going to do new blank. I'll choose my speak current time shortcut, and now that I set this up, I actually just scheduled an alarm for 1:01 p.m. So when it turns 1:01, that alarm will come up, I'll snooze it, and it should speak the current time. I'll hit snooze.
The time is 1:01 p.m.
There you go. All right, last two. This one was tough. I had a request where this person wanted birthday texts to send automatically to their contacts when it's their birthday. So there's some built-in birthday calendars into iOS and even third-party calendars like Google Calendar. But what I would recommend is actually create a new calendar called birthday texts that you manage manually. So you see, I created a new calendar called birthday texts. I put my wife's birthday, which is actually today as I'm recording. Yes, we're going out later. So now what I've done in this shortcut is the first action gets all calendar events on the calendar that is birthday texts. Again, you'll have to adjust this if you create a new calendar or have a different name. Then I have an if statement where if the name of the event on that day contains, and you're gonna have to set this up for each person you want to text. So it'll be a little bit of a manual process, but you can do it all in this shortcut. So if name contains Whitney, my wife, it's gonna send happy birthday, and you can customize this message to however you would like, to whatever recipient you would like. I have this blank in the shortcut you could download below. I'm going to put myself just so we can see that as an example. And you can go over to the Automate tab and have this shortcut run at 7 a.m. every day. So every day it's going to check whether or not there's a birthday on that calendar. And when this shortcut runs by itself, it's going to send that message totally in the background. I won't even see it. But sure enough, I just sent myself a happy birthday text. Now, if you want to set this up for multiple people, just create another if statement where the name contains and then a specific person, and then have a send message action with whatever message you would like and choose that specific person as a contact. You set this up once, and then every year on their birthday, it's going to send them a text that you wrote here automatically. Lastly, someone wanted a shortcut that automatically sent a check-in when they left a certain location. What this shortcut is going to do is get driving directions from your current location to, and I would put your home address here. Then there's going to be a second location, which you can specify. Maybe put your work location here or just your current location, so wherever your phone is. It's going to pre-populate a text saying, hey, I'm leaving this location, whether it's work or wherever you currently are, in an Uber, and I should be home in X amount of minutes. I'll text when I get there. Then it's going to pre-populate that text to a trusted contact. I'll send that to myself, and let's see what happens. And you can see that text automatically sent with the amount of driving directions from my current location to my home address. Now that we have that shortcut base, we can go to the Automations tab, click plus, and let's choose when I leave a location. Maybe you want to put your work address, or maybe a club or restaurant that you frequent. Change the radius, that when you leave this radius, that's when this automation will run. And you can choose a time range. So you could say only between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. or back that up to 5 p.m. for when you leave work. We want this to run immediately. We'll hit next, new blank automation, run shortcut, and that will run the send check-in shortcut. Hit done. And now whenever I leave work or whatever location you choose, it's automatically going to send a text message to that person with my driving time, where I'm coming from and where I'm going. Those are 13 new shortcuts and a little preview of vocal shortcuts coming in iOS 18. Keep the shortcuts requests coming, like I said, down in the comments. And some of you have asked for some pretty complicated shortcuts. I'm still working on them. I haven't forgotten you. So stay tuned for future videos, which is a great reason to subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that like button. And if you want to see some of my past shortcuts request videos, I have an entire playlist. This was actually the 10th request video specifically that I've done. You can check out that playlist right up here. And if you're new to shortcuts, maybe this was a lot, and you really just want the basics, we'll have a Shortcuts 101 and 201 videos. I'll start with Shortcuts 101 right up here. That really walks you through the very basics, and then you can get more and more advanced from there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.